I am thinking of taking English for Science and Technology this semester. Is there anything I need to prepare before the semester starts?
I don't think so. Since you are good at English grammar, I don't think you would have any problems. Just take it.
Well, one of my dormmates took the class and she told me that the class is different from other English classes. Especially in scientific writing, every grammar point has its own purposes.
It looks like in scientific writing, grammar is not for grammar test.
Right.
When we think about grammar, it is an absolute rule of a language. In fact, grammar changes over time. A grammar rule may be applicable in one situation, but the same grammar rule may not be applicable in other situations. The purpose of grammar in English for Science and Technology is not to test your grammatical knowledge. In scientific writing, grammar exists to deliver clear and accurate message of scientific findings. Welcome to English for Science and Technology. My name is Taehyun Nam, professor of Ulsan National Institute of Science and Technology. Today, we will explore why we need grammar in scientific writing and how it plays a role in it. Take a look at these examples. The first sentence starts with the conjunction and. The second sentence has an issue of the subject-verb agreement. The last sentence is a typical example of split infinitives. All these are considered bad examples of grammar. And we have heard they should be avoided in formal writing. However, some of these grammar rules may work well in certain contexts of scientific writing. So there's a question to ask ourselves before how we use certain grammar rules. Does a sentence deliver a clear meaning? In scientific writing, conveying clear and accurate meaning is very important. If the meaning of a sentence is not clear, it is a poor sentence, no matter how good the grammar is. So next, we will examine how grammar works to deliver clear meanings in scientific writing. What is parallelism? Parallelism simply means grouping the similar with similar, different with different. It means do not mix apples and oranges. In scientific writing, parallelism is closely related to grammar. Take a look at these examples. When we list points or ideas in paragraphs or sentences, we use words like first, second, and third. Or sometimes we use firstly, secondly, thirdly. But as the parallelism defines, we should not mix like first, secondly, third. Take a look at these examples. Duralumin is light, ductile, and has strength. Duralumin is light, ductile, and strong. These two sentences are grammatically okay, but in the first sentence, the parallelism is violated because we have light, ductile, they're adjectives, and after these two adjectives, we have has strength. Strength is a noun. So the better sentence would be the second sentence, all with adjectives. Here's another example of parallelism. This is a bullet point style of writing in scientific writing. Bullet points are very useful when we list ideas, materials, or steps of an experiment. If you take a look at the bullets, the point starts with different part of speech or structures. Take a look at these examples. Bullets start with verbs. For example, debris flow carried them to their place of burial, which is an active voice. Now that changed it into passive voice. Were carried by debris to their place of burial. Just like this, parallelism is important in scientific writing because it ensures consistency in structure. As seen in the active and passive voice change, grammar is one of the devices to ensure the consistency of style of scientific writing. Now, subject-verb agreement. In the examples in here, we see the subject-verb agreement in person and number. I run, he runs, she runs, and they run. And how about these examples? A series of experiments was or were conducted. A number of experiments was or were conducted. In the second sentence, although the subject number is singular, we must logically use the plural verb form. A number of experiments were conducted. This is why a number of experiments were is correct. Take a look at these examples too. 7 milliliter of methanol was added and 7 milliliter of methanol were added. Which one is correct? In fact, 7 milliliter of methanol was added is correct because 7 milliliter itself is one quantity. Just like that, we have to use grammar not by the grammar rule itself, but we have to use it logically. In this example, the use of weak acids and bases are not the subject of the sentence, but they are the objects of the preposition of. That's why the verb result is in singular. Split infinitives are problematic. People habitually use split infinitives, but in school grammar, it is not allowed. Take a look at the examples in here. You will notice the meaning of each sentence changes slightly as the position of the adverb completely changes. The meaning differences come from different stylistic structure, which is word order. Syntax is a subcategory of grammar dealing with word order of a sentence. And there are logical and reasonable word order which is required in scientific writing. Here's an odd sentence from a classified ad. A piano for sale by a lady with carved legs. So the question is, the piano legs are carved or lady's legs are carved? This is why one of the writing authors says modifiers should come, if possible, next to the word they modify. When modifiers are misplaced, the result is always ambiguous and hilarious as well. Just like that, words like just and almost or prepositional phrases should be used cautiously to accurately deliver the message from the writer. Take a look at these examples. He said, I love you. That's good. Only he said, I love you. This means no one else said it. He only said, I love you. This means he said nothing else. He said, only I love you. This means no one else does. He said, I love only you. This means he doesn't love anyone else. And finally, he said, I love you only. This means his love is exclusive. Similarly, words like just and almost or prepositional phrases should be used cautiously to accurately deliver the message from the writer. Grammar is not an absolute rule to follow. It is more or less a guideline for the scientific English writers to deliver clear and accurate meanings.